Hey there, and welcome back to Transformers War for Cybertron! As you recall, in the last episode, which was, I don't know, a whole bloody year ago? We covered scale mesh swapping for the Sniper and other similar characters. And now, just like I said all those many months ago, we're going to be taking a look at some unused animations. And there is a lot to run through. This will be a bit of a mini-series that will be split up into 3 episodes. This first one will cover the main Autobot characters, with the Decepticon video after that, and finally closing it off with a look at the general unused shared animations, plus some cinematic ones. Well, there's a lot to run through here, so let's get started. Starting us off, we have the lovely Arcee with Idol 22. A completely static pose that, if I had to guess, was likely an unfinished attack stance, possibly even an unused melee pose. Not a whole lot to write home about, but we'll take another look from the back so we can... Dang! Well, anyway, that's all for Idol 22. Not much, but we're only just starting, so here is her next one, which is a bit more interesting. Next, we have Nav Strafe Jog F, or an alternative sprinting animation. Now, the reason we don't see this one while playing as her is because the animation of the same name is loaded from the female animation set first. And seeing this, I think I understand why. She runs like a crazy drunk, so I much prefer the animation we got instead. Well, that's all for Arcee. Let's bot out to the next bot. Next, we got Bumblebee with Nav Hover, which is simply a unique animation for when he uses the hover ability. It is a bit odd looking, but most hover animations are a bit twitchy, so this isn't anything too special. Next, we get onto something really neat, and that is a set of new transformation sequences, starting with the Shield Push transformation. As you can see, it is very similar to the default animation, but it now emits a shockwave when transforming to vehicle. I can only speculate that this was some sort of canned attack option, perhaps used along with the shockwave ability? Not sure. At any rate, it is not the only alternative transformation sequence we have. Next, we have the Whirlwind transformation. I imagine this would have been used if you transformed and activated the Whirlwind ability at the same time. While it is certainly goofy seeing B flailing around like that, it is still interesting nonetheless. Creaking right along, we have Ironhide with his unique nav hover animation. Again, just another unique sequence for when he uses the hover ability. But this next one is really interesting. Poses for Megatron Load Screen 01. This is another static animation that seems to indicate a cut concept. Evidently, there were plans to show characters during the loading screen. As we obviously know, however, that concept was cut. And there are only 2 characters that have animations of this type, and the other is indicated right in the name itself. And he has way more than Ironhide. Still, this is a pretty sweet pose to see in game, all the same. Jetting over for a real quick one here, we have Jetfire with Nav Collision. This one is pretty self-explanatory. This would have played should he collide with an object. A simple addition, but one that would have been cool to see nonetheless. Next, we're trekking over to Optimus Prime with another set of alternative transformations, starting with Transform Hover. Now, it's obviously nothing special by itself, but you can tell it is a slight bit different. However, if you were to join that alongside the hoverability itself, it is still a bit twitchy. Fortunately, we have some more interesting ones to roll through next. We have another Shield Push transformation, which again makes use of the shockwave effect when heading into vehicle mode. Then we have the Super Boost transformation, which, despite its quirkiness, is actually kind of cool. If it was just fine-tuned a little more, probably be really sweet. And finally, we have half of another whirlwind transformation. Unfortunately, we're missing the best part. So that blows. Anyway, that's all for Prime. Let's crank on over to Ratchet with a hover transformation. Again, pretty quirky by itself, but when joined with the hover ability, it is somewhat better. Alongside that, though, there is also a unique hover animation. And to close him off, we have another whirlwind transformation. Which is interesting, to say the least. Sliding on over to Sideswipe, we have another hover transformation. Alongside another unique hover animation. Sure seems like there were plans to use hover a lot more than they actually did. We also have another shield push animation. With no shockwave effect this time. So that's disappointing. And we have another half of a whirlwind transformation. Once again, we're missing the best part. Bolting over to another quick one, we have Silverbolt with Nav, Idle, Look Around, which would have served as a bonus idle animation for him. I imagine that this one was just forgotten to be coded in properly. And wrapping it all up for the Autobot video, we have Zeta Prime with actually another unused idle animation, Nav Idle 02, which is a bit more of a dynamic animation compared to his standard idle animation. And that is all for the unused Autobot animation video. Now, I know that probably seemed like a bit of a short one, but combined with the Decepticon video, this video would have been way too long, because the cons have way more. So, that one's going to be quite a bit longer than this one. But there's some pretty neat stuff there. Alright, well, that'll do it for this episode. Don't worry, the next animation video is right on the way. It's pretty much all filmed. Shouldn't take me too long to get it done. But yeah, let me know, what'd you think? What animations really stuck out to you here? Honestly, I find those cut loading screen poses very interesting. It's a pity only 2 characters have them. Must have been a concept that got cut really early on. But that'll do it for this episode. I will see you in the next episode, and I promise you will not have to wait nearly as long as this one. Till then, don't be static, be erratic.